Okay, I'm back, and I got the Z125 Pro right here. Kawasaki's like smallest naked bike, and like I'm smallest bike overall for the street. And I'm gonna be doing a review, and I'm gonna do this review kind of like how I had the Honda Ruckus review, and do the pros and then the cons. And let's just get right into it. All right, to start off, I'm gonna be going over the pros. And the pros for this bike, first of all, it looks good. I really like this, like, I'm pretty sure fake carbon fiber. But I do have this gunk engine shine, and this stuff works really good. It's like my favorite like shine stuff that I've used. It makes that stuff really nice and shiny and looks really good there. It's just spotty because I didn't take too much time when I was cleaning it, but that stuff works really good. And another thing, the speed. If you compare this to the Honda Grom, this one's faster. This one will do, with me on it, I've gotten it up to like 60, 62, but I'm also 130 pounds. So depending on your weight, it could be faster or slower. And especially when the winds come in, if you have a headwind, it slows that speed down quite a bit, just because it's a little 125. And also, there's a lot of mods you can do on this thing. As you can see right here, we have an aftermarket exhaust. The stock one ends right here and kind of sprays out to the ground, but this aftermarket one sounds pretty good. So at the end, I'll do a startup for you guys, so stay tuned for that. And last for the pros is like the comfortability, I guess you'd call it, of this. So I'm gonna set my phone up and I'll sit on this to show you. All right, so as you can see, I mean, you might not be able to really tell how tall I am, but I'm like 6'1"-ish, roughly around there. And I fit on this bike. It might be a little small, but my knees fit into the groove, or like the space that they are meant to. They might be like, if you have your heel up, then it's a little bit above, but still, when you're leaning over and stuff, it works just fine. But I mean, if you're any taller, I would probably go to a bigger bike, because this is pushing it, because I'm 6'1" and my legs barely fit in there. It's a pretty small bike. I mean, you get what you pay for, I guess, in size too. And you're getting a 125cc, so it's gonna be a small bike for a small person. But now, let's go right to the cons. All right, the first con I have with this bike, and you notice every single time you ride, is these terrible mirrors. Your hands are right here, your arms are like right in the middle of the mirror. If I like put this from my view, which is like right here, that's how I see it, my arm is right in the middle. Same on the other side. Like right in the middle. And if you adjust it out, then you're not really seeing what you want to see out of the mirrors. So that's my number one complaint about this, the mirrors. They're almost not really useless, but they're getting there, because you can't really see anything out of them with your arms in the way. And another complaint I have is probably the stock exhaust. I mean, I also like it louder, but the stock exhaust is like so pathetic, and it like sits under here, and it looks pretty slick with it, but it's just so pathetic, and I don't know, but that's just me. If you like it quiet, then you'll probably like the stock exhaust, but I like it louder, so of course you gotta go with the aftermarket exhaust. And that's really all the complaints I have, but I did forget one pro. This thing, it gets really good gas mileage. According to Kawasaki, it gets around 100, 120 miles a gallon, somewhere around in that range, depending on what you're doing with it. If you're ringing it out the whole time, having it at 9,000, 9.5 RPMs, you're probably gonna get a little bit worse gas mileage than just punting around town with it. And that's really all I have for this. So, since you made it to the end, you get to hear this bad boy start up. And I really like the sound of this for being a 125. my opinion, that sounds amazing. But it also, I mean, it doesn't sound perfect compared to like a 400 or something, but that sounds good, pretty dang good for a 125. And I guess the only issue, I have a quad lock on here and I got a quad lock case on my phone, is it doesn't really fit in here. There's not a good spot to put it. So I kind of eventually want to try, I'm pretty sure they have a phone mount that can go on here. I kind of want to try that because it's just so crammed up here and not really a good spot to put your phone on your quad lock. So eventually I kind of want to try one that goes on the, I guess, brake reservoir or something like that. I want to try that eventually, but not right now. So that's going to be it for this video. And like I said at the start, if you should get this bike or a bigger one to start with, if you're truly a beginner and you're like a shorter rider too, I would definitely go with this. Like, if you have no idea what you're doing, this would be a good one because you can't really, I mean, so small and not that fast compared to all the other bikes. But if you have some experience, a little bit of experience, but you want to get into street riding, I would go with a bigger bike. And especially if you're taller. If you're like 6'5", and you've never ridden before, I'd go with a bigger bike. Because if you got this one, you'd learn how to ride on it and then be like, this is too small. And then you'd want to upgrade right away. So I would just go straight to a bigger bike. But if you're a short rider and you're not looking for too much power, this is it. This is super fun to rip around on. I do it all the time. So hope that helped you if you're looking to get this bike or wondering if you wanted this bike or a bigger bike. Make sure to go down, like and subscribe if you like this video, because there'll be more like this. And I'll catch you in the next one.